In this video, we will demonstrate 10 different ways to create arrays in C#. Example 1. Declaring an empty array with a specific size. When you create an array this way, you're allocating memory for 5 integers, but you haven't specified any values. C# automatically initializes all elements to the default value of the data type. For integers, that's 0. This is useful when you know how many elements you need, but will fill them in later. Example 2. Declaring and initializing an array with values. Here we see 2 ways to initialize arrays with values. The first method explicitly uses the new keyword and type declaration. The second method uses a shorter, more concise syntax, array initializer syntax. Both methods achieve the same result, creating an array with predefined values, where the array length is automatically determined by the number of elements provided. Example 3. Type-specific arrays with default values. Different data types have different default values when you create an array. Boolean arrays initialize all elements to false. Numeric types, like double, initialize to 0 or 0.0. Reference types, like string, initialize to null. This behavior is part of C#'s type safety system, ensuring you never have undefined values. Example 4. Creating an array from a string. This is a common real-world scenario where you need to convert string data into an array. Let's break down what's happening. CSV data.split splits the string at each comma, creating a string array. Select int.parse converts each string to an integer. ToArray converts the sequence back into an array. This pattern is frequently used when processing CSV files or API responses. Example 5. Creating an array using CreateInstance. This is a more advanced way to create arrays using reflection. Array.CreateInstance lets you create arrays at runtime when you have the type information as a variable. This is particularly useful in generic programming scenarios or when dealing with reflection-based code. Example 6. Creating and initializing a multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional arrays are like tables with rows and columns. This example creates a 2 by 3 matrix, where the first number 2 represents the rows and the second number 3 represents the columns. These arrays are useful for grid-based data, mathematical matrices, or any data that naturally fits in a table format. Example 7. Creating a jagged array of arrays. A jagged array is an array of arrays where each subarray can have a different length. Unlike multi-dimensional arrays, each inner array is independent. Inner arrays can have different lengths. Memory usage is more efficient when the data is irregular. This is perfect for scenarios like storing varying numbers of items per category. Example 8. Creating an array from JSON. Modern applications often work with JSON data. This example shows how to take a JSON string representing an array, deserialize it into a C# array. This method is commonly used when working with web APIs or configuration files. Example 9. Creating an array with LINQ range. LINQ provides powerful ways to create arrays. Enumerable .range creates a sequence from 1 to 5. The first parameter 1 is the starting number. The second parameter 5 is the count of numbers. This approach is perfect when you need a sequence of consecutive numbers. Example 10. Creating an array with repeated values. When you need an array with the same value repeated, enumerable.repeat creates a sequence with repeated values. The first parameter is the value to repeat. The second parameter is how many times to repeat it. This method is useful for initialization with default values or for creating test data. Thanks for watching.